We actually have comic book news this week, guys. Imagine a comic book podcast actually talking about comic book news. The first one, we've talked about this quite a bit on the show. The AI is taking over the world. And Dark Horse is the first comic book company to officially make it part of their company policy that they will not use any AI art or AI written scripts for their comics.
Good.
So,
because that stuff is flooding everywhere, from what I understand. Like, I mean, at the very least, AI generated books are flooding Amazon.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and
People buying them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a numbers game too, right? If you can write 1,000 books, put them all on Amazon, and you get 100 people to buy it, you're going to make some kind of a profit.
Well, that's the thing. If you spend literally 3 minutes generating that book, it comes down to a phrase that I use a lot. It's a oh my God, and the phrase is gone. I am off tonight. But the thing is, like, you spend 3 minutes, 100 people buy it thinking, oh, here's an interesting book, I'll give it a try. And you've already made bank, and then you can just keep on going. And that's why Amazon a couple of years ago has set their policy that you can only upload 5 books a day or something like that. Like, even that though is just economies of scale.
That's crazy.
It's an economies of scale. Like, if there's 100 million people on Amazon, you're guaranteed to make your money back for 3 minutes of work.
And I actually saw something not that long ago about a guy who made like all this money on Amazon, and basically what he was doing was he would write a short book, and every couple of months, and the 3 main topics were how to make money, how to relationship advice, and weight loss. So he would just look up what the current trends were, write a short book based on that, put on Amazon, and like they're the ones that get the most hits, the most searches. He would sell so many, make money, and once it stopped selling, he would write the next one, put it up there, and this guy was I don't know if he was a millionaire or not, but made had a decent living doing this. That's all he was doing.
He's got no soul at that point, but
why?
He's gaming the system.
I guess
no, I'm not disagreeing with. I mean, I know where I'm agreeing with you, Don. Like, yeah, why is he a bad guy? He learned how to game the system. You're just pissed because you didn't think of it first.
No,
exactly. Me with making videos. Like, my only hope being a nerdy guy is the nerdy shit I want to talk about is somehow trending. Like this, like if I didn't have already a fulfilling career and I didn't do this as a hobby, that's what I would do. I'd go to the fucking Google every day. What's trending? Boom, make a video about it. We already know this, so that's all he's doing. But he's just doing it.
And a lot of people do that right now. Yeah, I mean, in fact, I've seen them ad for this, where it's like you can just do that. Like, just take the trending topics, use AI tools to make a video for like a short form video for TikTok or whatever. Put it up, and you're going to get the most views because you're doing trending, and you just keep doing that over and over again. There are people who will flood the social media with like thousands of these videos that they're making all the time off of AI. Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
and then there's somebody like me who could script that so it's automatic, and I just sit there and watch the money roll in.
Right.
But then
dead internet theory.
Yes. Oh no, I was learning about that for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what's happening is dead internet
traffic
theory.
On the internet is bots and AI. Yeah.
And you can't trust anything you see anymore. Literally nothing.
No.
Not a photo,
you cannot
not a video,
trust
not
us
anything.
on this screen right now. We might all be AI generated.
No, if we were AI generated, we would look a lot better.
Yeah,
we would all look like George Clooney. You can trust us because we ugly.
Exactly. That's what you got to look for is the flawed, so you know that it's human. That's what we got to train ourselves to do.
Yeah, but even so, again, like
it's all Max Headroom. Remember that guy? We'll be there soon.
But like Philip DeFranco keeps saying, AI is as bad as it's ever going to be right now. And so at some point they will start adding flaws in, like they did with video in like video games, right? Like they got to a point where everybody was perfect and they had pretty damn good lifelike models, but then they had to start adding flaws in to get way past the uncanny valley. They're going to do that here at some point. You know, at some point, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between a real video and somebody. And
even our audience is AI generated. Drew doesn't realize he's just an AI bot. Show us your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
We gamed the systems. We made a bot audience, and now we're gonna take over the internet with our bots.
Yes. So
Doom bots.
And it's funny because in the article they point out that Jim Lee, who's in charge of DC Publishing, has said he's against AI. But yes, he's the first one. But Dark Horse is the first one to officially make it a company policy. So hopefully the other publishers will follow suit, even though Image has already gotten into trouble with an AI generated image that won a contest for Spawn. So we'll see.
Jim Lee's only against AI because he can do feet better than him.
Well, I think in general, though, AI or anything AI related in comic books is going to have a pretty strong negative stigma. So yeah, Dark Horse may be the first, but I'm sure DC and Marvel, and it's going to stink real bad if somebody makes AI generated comic book art or stories or whatever, both combined.
Yeah. And like Drew's saying, headline the next 6 months, AI art found in Dark Horse Comics, Drew in our comments. Well, it's going to be hard to keep it out because you're going to get artists that are like, I'm under a deadline. I need something quick. And oh, look, here's a tool that can generate 4 panels for me in like 5 minutes instead of 5 hours, complete with coloring.
But what if they start, but just like you said there, and that could help artists. Let's say they come up with an art style, a couple of panels, what have you, feed that into the AI, and then have the AI help them kind of complete it. What say you? It helps the person meet their deadline.
Okay.
And they can obviously control they're saying, this is mine. They'll have their own editing process, obviously. What do you think?
As someone who knows about large language models and how they're generated and is working with people at my company that are working on AI stuff, I can say that, yes, if you have enough work pre-existing, you could feed them into a large language model, train it to mimic your style specifically, as long as that's all that you feed into it. But you'd have to have a lot. And then, yes, basically you could ask it to generate more panels, and technically those panels are, your art. But here's the thing. Real art is made by somebody who at every single point when they're drawing something or coloring something or whatever, they're making decisions, using the anxiety machine up here. And there's no way that, you'll get the generic art from an AI program, but you won't get like the little nuances and stuff that a human would add as they're doing it and coming up with ideas as they're doing it.
Sure, but if that human can make money for their family on 3 jobs instead of 1 because of the time they save, and it's still their art, and again, they're editing what they're turning in.
Yes. No human has ever turned that scenario down. So, there's no way. Right. You're right. That will definitely happen.
Here's the thing. It's where do you draw the line? Because AI is coming. We're not going to get rid of it. But in a sense, I'm trying to think how to say it. Like an example of an AI use that I wouldn't care about is adding shadow and if you draw the base image and then you can go into Photoshop and say the light source is here, add the shadows, because there've been tools for years that already do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then in a way, that's a form of AI. So like, that's okay, but like to completely generate the whole thing is where it's like, well, no, because it's not your art. You just typed in a prompt.
I could see that.
That is an incredibly salient point, because that is the problem. They've had stuff with Photoshop, all these different plugins that do a ton of that stuff. And so where is the demarc between this is an artist's work and this is AI generated work? Now you could say somebody who's doing it by hand, it's definitely there. It's easy to tell the demarc. It's the stuff that you did by hand and the stuff that you asked an AI program to do. You know, like there's a difference. They're right. But people that use Photoshop, which I guess a lot of artists use, then you're walking a fine line there. You know, it's I don't know. Like our again, me, John, being the killjoy here, as AI gets better and better, and we've seen like they now have AI that I forget the name of it, but they have a couple of different AI systems that generate full video now that still messes up hands. But like I fear for the future that my nephews are going to grow up in with this going on, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, because they're going to look at it as like, well, no, that's just how the world is.
But you won't be able to trust anything you see anymore.
Right. Exactly.
It's almost as if you shouldn't trust anything unless it's right in front of you and you could touch it.
Exactly. But like, if you think, and again, I know we don't like to
just like how Drew touches his phone.
Hey, but if you think how bad politics is now, imagine when like a team from one politician can just in 3 minutes come up with a video
of their it's dead, it's dying.
But it's not just the political system. Like what if somebody who doesn't like an artist comes up with a couple of videos about that artist, of showing that artist doing something they really shouldn't and is completely illegal, when it becomes really easy to do that, and in a way that it's very hard to tell whether that's an AI generated video or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, Classic Xbook says a digital tool is something everyone can and do use in comics. However, it's who or what that's behind the driving wheel. Right. A person still gives it something that an algorithm AI can't. Yes. Like agreed. Agreed. Like, where's the soul? You know, whether you believe in a soul or not, you know, art is always believed to have been an expression of the soul. So when a computer's doing it, they don't. I think of it more of
energy just doesn't disappear, baby.
Yeah. It's not soul. It's like, I mean, for me, it's not soul. It's intention. It's intention and wisdom, right?
Right.
Those are the things that an artist would use at every single moment that they're drawing something. Like, that's the difference between them going, oh, I just had a great idea, and starting to draw something a little bit different than an AI would, because all it knows is what's come before and will just mimic that for the rest of existence.
Thrawn asks,
Kill? Yeah,
what if I get faked in a video and get sent to a game show with real gladiators and I have to fight for my freedom? You are describing the future of this country, my friend. That is what's going to happen starting in 2025. So don't worry about it. We're headed there. You're good.
Then you move to the EU, which has
Ron Kill working on the Kill working on the Running Man 2 script. I see.
Nice.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast, and don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.